the show is relevant, and many conversations hopefully will be had in a healthy way about how we've presented certain things. Tandav is ready, as we're talking about. We finished Bunty Bubbly, and just going to work and shooting has also given about 1,000 people around us employment. Let's take the Tandav character. I mean, we're talking about a politician who is powerful and dangerous. Lal Kaptan prepared me for Tanaji, so I didn't have to prepare for Tanaji. I worked so hard on Lal Kaptan, and every film has now become like a baby of ours where I am. Ali is the real Nawab in Tandav, not me. I'm just an underpaid actor. Tanaji and Tandav and a couple of these things have had darker shades, which frankly have been fascinating to play because they have much more fun than the kind of straight guy is having on screen.
Hi, Saif. This is Faridun from Bollywood, and welcome with us once again. Congratulations for a fantastic 2020. Very few people have had a very, very good and successful 2020. You are one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something, I mean, I can be so happy about because it's just been terrible for so many people. Right. So it would be very selfish to really celebrate that. But we've done some hard work also. We've done some, I've shot quite a lot of Bhoot Police. Tandav is ready, as we're talking about. We finished Bunty Bubbly. And, just going to work and shooting has also given about 1,000 people around us employment. They've got paid, given support to that kind of thing. So that's something I guess that we can feel we've been constructive about.
And when we take their families into account, I think numbers is much more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the teaser of Tandav has had a fantastic response. People are eagerly waiting for the trailer now. One dialogue of yours has become so popular. What does that tell you about the sort of expectation that people have from the show?
Well, I think we as Indians are very political creatures, and we like discussing politics a lot. So we always thought it'd be a good idea to do a show on politics. And the big idea really is, any kind of drama basically explores what happens to people under pressure. And what would be more exciting than a kind of political setup with different factions, different sections of Indian society, student politics, student love stories, teacher love stories, intercaste relationships, power plays, deception, drama, murder. A lot of it is made up. A lot of it is kind of based on things that actually happen. And a fascinating show to kind of discuss, explore people and ambitions and that kind of thing. So, I mean, we just thought it's a good idea.
Right. So, Ali Abbas Zafar has said that it's a search for, there's something between the right and the wrong. And it's basically, there's no such thing as black or white. It's a search for grays. In your career, you've played several characters which have had gray shades. You revel in that. You always said that you enjoy such characters. And I believe there are similar sort of shades in Tandav as well. Why do you find such characters fascinating?
I actually don't know, and I don't know if I always will. It's just a temporary thing. I mean, sometimes let's take the Tandav character. I mean, we're talking about a politician who is powerful and dangerous because of how he reacts, and I was drawn to the character because you don't know what he's thinking, and he's got a very kind of mysterious or placid exterior. But what's happening behind the scenes is quite dramatic and anything can happen. Therefore, it's entertaining to watch. And of course, it's kind of make believe. So he can go to any length. And I find that kind of reaction interesting. And I've gone through a phase maybe where a few of those roles have come together. And some of these negative roles that I've been drawn to are extremely well written. They're better written than a lot of positive roles one has heard, if you think in those terms. And I don't think in those terms. I just think in terms of, what's an interesting job? You live at home, life is good, you have your family, you've got your outlook on life. Very important to work for creative satisfaction, but what are you doing at work? What are you going to play all day? So if it's interesting and fascinating, keeps you occupied, and you come home and forget about it and carry on with your life. That's the kind of balance I aim for. So I just choose something that will be worth leaving my home for. And so often we're away from families staying in some hotel doing some work. So it better be worth it. So it just happens that, Tanaji and Tandav and a couple of these things have had darker shades, which frankly have been fascinating to play because they have much more fun than the kind of straight guys having on screen, at least in my head. And that's why I'm doing it. But I don't know if I'll continue to do it. I do have Adipurush also lined up, which is as negative as you can get in those terms. But it might be nice to take a trip to the positive side after that before one goes mad.
When we see the teaser, one can also have those real life references and sort of similarities that one can draw from, say, whatever is happening in terms of the student politics and various other turmoils that is going on. Do you think that people can draw certain parallels from whatever is happening around us right now?
I don't know. I mean, there were so many things in the show that I was shocked that have actually kind of happened. And obviously, I mean, we don't have fortune tellers in our script writing department, but I think we've had things that have been relevant to our country for a very long time and scenarios that could very well happen. And some of those scenarios have happened. So we were not trying to be sensational. We were just trying to tell a story that has far-reaching impact. I mean, what does politics concern? I mean, who are the people involved with these political decisions? I mean, definitely the agricultural sector comes under that at one point, as does steel and heavy industry and all these things. So there's a fine line between, as long as you're not being sensational, I think, the show is relevant. And many conversations hopefully will be had in a healthy way about how we've presented certain things. But it's high quality writing and directing. So I don't see an issue with, I think the intention is important. The intention is not to be sensational.
Now, Ali Abbas Zafar, he's an educated guy. It's the sort of background that he's having. He's made some big blockbusters, but always, I think in all his films, there is an element of subtext. He's, apart from being populist, he's also saying certain things which have a certain meaning to it and certain purpose behind that. How's the experience of working with a writer-director like that?
But any piece of work, if you're bringing your best game, it's interesting. I mean, you talk about the long form. I like calling it the long form storytelling format. It's nice that Ali was interested in doing something like this. It shows off your skill as a storyteller. There's no differentiation between my head, between films and the longer form in terms of quality, provided, it's being directed really well and there's good production design and people are spending money, etc., etc. It's a wonderful place to work. So it was great working with Ali. I think he's adapted it. There's a more subtle side to his storytelling that's come out in this format. I think he knows that populist films need a slightly different weight of hand in the way the story is told, and this needs a lighter touch in places and a slightly different touch, which I'm really happy he has delivered. And there's many things and many worlds that are interwoven in Tandav. Like I said, from student politics to Lachin's Delhi to the hinterland, all the elements that really comprise our great nation, all the elements that go into it are kind of touched upon on the show. So it's cinematic as well. And you better be cinematic when you shoot the web. I don't like it when people think, it's something different and have this hangover that, films is somehow more important. In my experiences on the web, whether it's the last thing I did or whether it's this, they've both been the best directors in the production house, and they presented it like that. So anyway, sticking to Tandav, it was great. Ali, he knows what, he's a proper director. He knows how, and he's fast and he's very comfortable. And we did things that, some things have never been done on screen before. Some dramatic situations have never been done. So that was the fun of doing it. And also he's very funny because he lets you be as an actor. And then after a while, he tells you what to do on the mic. Like, look left, look right. Okay. So some people, like first time he did that, I thought, wait, I'm an artist. But then I started loving it. and I think as long as he stops eating while he's doing it, because the last time he did it, he was eating a sandwich. He's going to kill me. But basically, we had too much fun. And I love Ali. I've known him since Tashan. And we played cricket together in Patodi. And, when a unit plays cricket together, you don't see each other as just the hierarchy of a film set, The gaffer and the light man and all, you see them as a good left-handed opening batsman or a good leg spinner. And it changes your vibe. And it's a wonderful thing to do. So Ali likes us all to play sport together. Then we had lovely dinners where some artists in the show have great singing voices and they would sing ghazals and stuff like this. So I think Ali is the real Nawab in Tandav, not me. I'm just a underpaid actor.
But are you really an underpaid actor after the sort of success that you have seen, especially this year?
Well, it depends how much money you want to get paid. You know, honestly, I feel I've worked very hard. I was in a bit of a ditch, I think, mentally, professionally. And I managed to get out of that. And it's like climbing a mountain, you know. I feel I'm on base camp 1 and we made progress, but there's a long way to go. But the ropes are set, the boots are tied, and we've got our sights on the hill. And we're climbing, you know, but there's a really nice lineup. I'm super excited about Booth Police, which is finally 80% complete. And it's a dream role for me. And we've really had a good time doing that. So there's that, you know, there's Adi Purush, there's Vikram Vedha. So I'm very excited about where I am. But it'd be nice to take a break. This is the 30th of December. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I think we'll have a nice dinner and just take a pause for a few days. But it's a good place to be, Faridun. You know, it's not been whatever. It's a nice place to be. It's not been particularly easy, but the work has been fab. A lot of people have been super supportive, and it's nice because the only thing that's gotten me out of that feeling is just by working hard and choosing the right scripts. But also, people have supported me by offering me those parts.
You had several films where the films have been outstanding, like films like Kala Kandi, for example, and
Yeah.
Rangoon. You were outstanding in Rangoon, but maybe because of the box office factor, people have certain reservations.
Maybe because of what? The box office success.
Maybe because of the box office factor, people have certain reservations, especially after Tanaji. Now
Yeah.
roles are being written with you in mind, and
Which is amazing. But also, I'll tell you something, Faridun, and it's slightly not philosophical, but I worked so hard on Lal Kaptan, and
Right.
every film has now become like a baby of ours. And Lal Kaptan was crazy because it was so much makeup time and such a big commitment.
You told me about that.
And we traveled and we did things that you can't do unless you love film. So the look and the makeup and the fact, also the acting experience of playing that Naga Sadhu with 5 kilos of hair and makeup, it changes you. And it even if the film doesn't run, very sad, like a mini death in the family, very whatever, we move on after a while. But it prepares you for the next job. This is something I didn't realize, that Lal Kaptan prepared me for Tanaji, so I didn't have to prepare for Tanaji because I've already gone there, So whether it's sword fighting or whether it's horse riding or whether it's like wearing that heavy makeup or playing a kind of a wild person, you've done the homework. So it prepares you somewhere else. Kala Kandi, all right, doesn't run, but you've come across so many actors in the digital space, kind of a different types of actors you wouldn't have met, worked with directors, writers who you wouldn't have met. So what I'm trying to say is that even if a film doesn't run, there are hidden benefits to just working hard, and you become good at something else. And then suddenly you find yourself in a place and you say, oh, this I learned during Chef. And Chef might not have run, but maybe I learned what not to do from that, and you figure out how to pitch things. And it's like, maybe it's too placid a movie. There's various things that you understand along the way. But hard work and preparation for heavy duty stuff. And films are getting quite heavy duty now. And I feel prepared to take those roles on because of some of these things that I've done.
I really, really enjoyed Chef, and I was very surprised by the fact that it maybe did not do the way well at the box office. Okay, now you mentioned about the long form of storytelling. Say in Sacred Game, for example, we saw the backstory of the character, and that makes it so interesting as a viewer. Now, how important is it for you as an actor, as an artist, as well as a viewer, the backstory in a web show, for example? And do we have that element of backstory in your character in Tandav?
There's so many stories that can be told. I mean, if you look at books, and there's sagas, and of course there's, something like the Mahabharata, for example, something about, in the West, let's say the Roman Empire, or, something that requires a long time to tell. I think that's the real area that I'm interested in the web, or a longer story about what happens to a certain character. There's various reasons why things have a certain length. Ultimately it's entertainment. But how is that? Is it something that people are going to sit and watch in one go for 8 hours? Backstory, yeah, sure, I don't know if a backstory is important. It's usually important because every moment that an actor is speaking a line or doing something, or every time a human being is doing something, it's based on your backstory, you know. So you're asking me a question, the images I see in my mind, the things, the way I react, the reason I react, the reason I get angry or happy is because of things that have happened, you know. In an obvious way, if you mention something that upsets me, it's because of what happened in the past, you know. So backstories are, obviously every actor knows that a backstory is important roughly to have, and the better your backstory, usually the more assured your performance is, unless you're incredibly instinctive. But whether it's important to show it or not is, you know, I don't know, you know, depends on the kind of what the material is. It's not necessarily required. But I always find origins interesting, if that's what you mean. I mean, even when you read a comic book, like you're a Superman fan or a Batman fan, to me the best, and I'm a comic book fan. I used to be, at least. After you've collected, you know, 100 odd comic books, you get the origin, which is always the most interesting thing. How did Spider-Man become Spider-Man? How did Batman become Batman? So the prequel, the kind of origin story, is the best, especially with superheroes or with any character. How did you become that?
Right. And now you're having a fantastic educational background. You like to read, the sort of taste that you have in terms of watching in terms of films and all that. That's very interesting as well.
Yes, it's a
Do
little
you think?
disturbing that it's such a rare thing in an artistic line of work, like being in
Yeah.
films. I mean, in our country, you make it sound like I'm the only person who reads, but everybody reads around me. I mean, I don't know about actors, but I know so many people who read in our country. You know, it's just strange that not many actors do, because I mean,
My
for
question,
whatever reason, it's
no, I totally understand. My question to you is, does it impact you as an actor in terms of bringing certain nuances to characters that you play?
I mean, people say that, yeah, in a way, yes, I guess, maybe. I don't know if it's really, but you get ideas, certainly, if you read something. Because a novel or a book, for example, um, is doing what an actor should do anyway to the lines, you know, because apart from dialogue, it's creating a mental background for the dialogue, which is what your job is as an actor. To create to sound pseudo, but to create the psychology that is speaking the lines. That's your job, right? In a book, it happens, like, you know, you say, he looked out of the window dreamily, drumming his fingers against the something, whatever descriptive thing. So it kind of gives you an idea what a frame of a film should look like as far as acting is concerned. But this very different thing. I mean, you know, and I don't really read novels anyway. I read mainly non-fiction stuff. So it doesn't really help me. It's just, I mean, I'm fascinated by, I mean, to me, I like reading before I go to sleep. A good writer has a certain way of talking to you, which is really, really beautiful. And it's such a skill, just using the same 26 alphabets as everyone else. You can have such a distinct personality on the page. And it enriches you when you read it. It's like, you know, purifying and just a lovely experience as far as I'm concerned. So it's got nothing to do with the work I do.
Something about the star cast of the show, Tandav. I think some fantastic actors in the show. How was the experience of collaborating with them?
You know, one of the things that happened, I don't know when it happened, but I think it was when a few films weren't running, and I just made this decision. Instead of chasing kind of success at the box office, I just chase interesting quality of work, like Kalakandi and films. Well, like I said, weren't necessarily designed to be box office smashes. But during that phase, whether it was Sacred Games or whether it was Kalakandi and a lot of these films, I came across a lot of actors who I might not have met, you know, in the commercial cinema as it still was, that kind of setup. Because of course it's all changing now. But this is 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I think it really helped my acting. And I think meeting these guys and meeting that kind of acting style, I mean, just off the top of my head, you know, actors like Akshay Oberoi, you know, at that point, Nawazuddin, they're all lovely, interesting. And it's good to have your ear to the ground and be in touch with everything that's happening in our field, rather than kind of reserved and kind of aloof or thinking that, you know, that's the way to be. It was great. That's the best thing about working in all these things, is that I think it really improved my game. It's like the more cricket you play in different environments, you just become a, you know, slightly different rounded sportsman. I mean, I don't know why I keep giving these analogies, but as far as an actor goes, I think I worked with some really interesting people. I mean, geniuses like Deepak Dobriyal,
Yeah.
you know, a few times Lal Kaptan, you know, Kalakandi. You see talent like that around you, and you realize what is really good, you know, and you're on the right track as an actor if you are rubbing shoulders with these guys. Deepak and I have, you know, drunk whiskey and talked about films that was like going to an acting school class to me. The things he's, and that would never have happened if I hadn't made these choices. So that, what advice he gave me will help me hit a 6 in a film like Tanaji, maybe. So you never know where the benefit comes.
That's really interesting. So what about Sunil Grover in Tandav? Did you enjoy working with him?
Very much so. Grover, Sunil is someone, like, I mean, you see somebody in a show like Kapil, in drag or whatever, and you kind of, think, we tend to pigeonhole people and you say, okay, I've seen this, but you don't know there's so much more to that person, and there's so much more. Obviously, there's so much more. And he's a stand-up comedian, which means he's basically, and he's a good stand-up comedian, which means he's a genius, and he's like a one-man act. And he's so, so popular in our country. And he travels more than like any mainstream actor I know, because he's forever been called on to entertain people in all corners of this earth. And he's obviously, deeply sensitive, intelligent, and he was wonderful, wonderful to work with. And it's one of the great things about doing a show like Tandav, which is to meet people like this, which connect you to everything that's happening in the country. So we really feel, I don't feel like I'm some kind of protected actor, in my ivory tower, just hanging out, thinking I don't know what. I'm pretty realistic, and I know so many different people I've worked with. And that's really nice. And anyway, sticking to the point, Sunil is highly talented, and him and I like together a lot in the show. And I think we're both really good in the show, and we work really well together. And we've become friends, and we've spent, a good deal of time hanging out, and we've talked a lot. And he's someone I'm very fond of. I'm looking forward to shooting with him again.
Okay, Saif. So thank you very much for your time. Happy New Year, and congratulations for 2020, and all the best wishes for 2020.
Let's hope we have a better 2021, everybody.
Hopefully.
And always nice talking to you, brother.
Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Bye.